We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. In Huddle community, I have a question for you. Are you a person who is struggling to create evergreen content that will get you more views and to grow your channel? Well, if the answer is yes, today we are going to answer the question, what is evergreen content? And for further purposes, how do you create evergreen content? These are questions and more that we're going to tackle on the huddle this morning. So do me a favor, grab a pen, grab a pad. It's time to go to work on the huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, we welcome you to the show. And as we said this morning, we are going to be answering the question, what is evergreen content? What types of videos are evergreen content? How do you create evergreen content? These are some questions we need to answer so that we can get more views on our videos. We can grow our channel and we can make more of a human connection with our audience. So that is the goal this morning. But before we get into this content, let's just jump over to the chat and see who is watching us live on LinkedIn or YouTube this morning. And so I want to say good morning to my dear sister, Florence Donald from Equip Institute, who's joining us. So grateful that you're here in the chat with us. Also want to say good morning to the live stream moderator, Action Jackson Frank, my man in the house. Good morning. And if you are on LinkedIn checking us out, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. Give us a hashtag Team Live. And if you're watching the replay of this live stream or the podcast version of this content that we're sharing on what is evergreen content, make sure you give us a hashtag YouTube podcast in the comments section. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fire up the stream deck and get into our content this morning. What is evergreen content? How do you make it? What types of videos are evergreen content? That's what we need to be able to answer. That's the type of videos that viewers, you and me, are searching for when we go onto YouTube or when we go into a search engine. So let's get into this conversation. What is evergreen content? Question number one. What is it? What is it? It's content. It's content that can be found in search by a viewer. Now, primarily, we talk about video content here on YouTube. We talk about video content, but content is so much more. It's so much more than just video. You know, back in the days when in 2015, which was only what, only 8 years ago. So it's not like I'm pushing an AARP card, but 8 years ago when I first got into blogging, blogging was being introduced to me as content, and I identified blogging as content, not so much as written content, but content. But as I got more into blogging and as I got more into creating content, I began to understand that content is so much more that people search online for, whether if it's blogging, whether if it's newsletters, whether if it's podcasts, whether if it's videos, it's content that people are searching for as a viewer online to be able to see. Why are they searching? They're searching because they want to answer a specific question that they have, or they're asking on some information that's going to guide them on how to accomplish and to complete a certain task. And so they will use either one or these two search engines primarily, which are the number 1 and 2 search engines, which are Google and YouTube. They will use those search engines to search and say, okay, how do I go ahead and go ahead and purchase my first camera. And when they type that in, it's going to give them some results if they're starting on Google on some ideas and suggestions on how to purchase that first camera. Or how do I find the best microphone for an affordable price? They may go on YouTube and search for it. Okay. And that's something, that content that will be presented to the viewer is evergreen, because it's something that is going to continually be relevant for the person searching it. So what am I saying? What am I saying in this first point, this first question? This first point that I'm saying is we need to look at our videos that we are making and examine, are they evergreen content for the viewer, the audience that we want to reach and connect? And then if the answer is no, we need to pivot. We need to adjust our thought process and our perspective on how we're creating content, because there's two ways you can create content. You can make selfish content for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're doing it for personal reasons. Maybe you're journaling, maybe you're kind of chronologizing some information about your life. There's nothing wrong with that. You primarily are the main audience, or you're creating selfless content for an audience. And so if you're creating content for an audience that you want to make a human connection with, Jeff Bartz from Story Greenlight talks about the thing under the thing, and he tells the story about a person who goes to Home Depot and they want to buy a drill, And the thing under the thing is that the drill is not the main purpose or the main thing that will bring them satisfaction. The main connection for the person who buys the drill is that maybe they want to hang up a picture in their living room that is a sizable picture, and they need to drill a hole in the wall so that they can hang up the picture, so that they can then, once it's hung up, it can be able to provide a form of enjoyment to them in looking at that picture being maybe a family photo, or be a picture that goes with the living room of their house, that brings such a warm and inviting feeling. So when guests come, they immediately grab to the picture. There's a form of satisfaction. It's the thing under the thing that the viewer is looking for. And that's all part of evergreen content. I'm getting ahead of myself. Didn't mean to. Question number 2, what types of videos are evergreen content? And we've talked about it. We've touched on it. How-to videos. How do you stand out on YouTube as a new content creator? Another topic or suggestion is, how do I build my confidence on camera? We've been talking a lot about building your confidence on camera. Another how-to video. Then you have frequent asked questions. So if you are a business who wants to get into content creation, and you're looking for some ideas on making your first video, maybe you go to your frequent asked questions on your website and start making videos. This is evergreen content. And then there's lists and processes. So we talked about what is evergreen content, how can it be searched and found by the viewer, and then we are talking about now what types of videos. The question that I have for those of you in the chat of YouTube and LinkedIn, what types of videos are you making? Are you making how-to videos? Are you making frequent asked questions? Are you making lists and processes? Put it in the chat for me. And if you're not making these types of videos, then the question becomes, and I didn't put this up as a point, but I'll give you a power tip. Then if you're not making these types of videos, which are evergreen, maybe you're making videos that are not evergreen. Maybe you're a person who's constantly making videos um, that is not searchable, and it doesn't speak to a pain point. What's an example of that? Making videos about stats, making videos about news, just for an example, making these videos about, the latest rumors of what's going on in the world of entertainment, sports, or politics. That's not evergreen content. It's not evergreen content. That's not evergreen content. And so you want to look at what type of content you are making and to see, is it evergreen? Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream discussion on the question of what is evergreen content, you're on YouTube, you're on LinkedIn, let me know. Give me a hashtag Team Live. Click that thumbs up button for me, especially if you're on YouTube. Click that thumbs up. That's the like button, and share this on your favorite social media platform for the same as those of you are on LinkedIn. Let's just jump over to the chat right quick before we get into our next question and see who else is with us. We got a troublemaker in the house. We have a troublemaker, a good troublemaker. Tech Troublemaker is in the house this morning. Good morning, sir. And then we got the man Dagan in the house, BGG Grooming. What's up, sir? Thank you for joining us on the huddle this morning. And oh man, we need you to stand on your feet and welcome this queen who has entered the chat this morning. Our dear auntie Denise Jordan from This and That is in the house. She says, hello, everyone. Yes, I do make how-to videos and evergreen videos. And make videos, but not enough. I am planning on planning more in the third quarter. Perfect. See, you're already on point. We're talking the same language. We're talking the same language here about making evergreen content. Making evergreen content here. Perfect. Well, without further ado, let's get back into the content here. And then just as a further friendly reminder, if you have a comment, put a C in front of the comment. And if you have a question towards the end that we're going to get into questions, put a Q in front of the question. I want you to stay to the end for me if you can. I know this is a busy Saturday morning, but if you can stay to the end, I got a bonus tip for you. Got to stay to the end. Got a bonus tip for you. So let's get into question 3. Question 3, trying to answer the question on what is evergreen content. What are some of the qualities of evergreen content? Well, from the viewer's perspective, not the content creator's perspective, but the viewer's perspective is it's going to be content that is relevant to me and you. Let's take our content creator hat off for a minute and put our viewer hat on. When you go to search for a video on YouTube, Dagan, when you go to search for a video on YouTube, Florence, the content that you're looking for to answer the specific questions you have, in most cases, it's a video that you're looking for that you feel that is relevant. And I've been guilty of this. Sometimes I'll go to make a video or short, because I haven't been making any horizontal videos lately. But I'll go to make a video, and I'm making a video in a short form content form from the perspective of what's trending and what's most popular, and that's getting most views. But the question that I need to ask myself as a creator, if I'm trying to create videos for you, the viewer, am I trying to make something that's trending on how to find your niche in a competitive market because it gets a lot of views? Or am I going to make something that's relevant for you? Are we going to make videos and do live streams and shorts and reels that are relevant for our audience? Again, making the connection with the viewer. Because if it's relevant, it's gonna get the thing under the thing. You know, I've been watching a lot of Jeff Bartsch from Story Greenlight, and he's been hammering that point home more and more through the videos that I've been watching, because you want to make a human connection. Well, what's a good way of being able to make evergreen content that is relevant? Sometimes using the art or the power of a story. Using the art or the power of the story is going to help you to be able to make that connection with the viewer, so that way it's relevant. And then from the creator's perspective, now we talked about the viewers, now let's talk about the creator. You want a video that not only gets views in the first 7 days, you want to make an evergreen content video that's going to get you views not in the next 30 days or 90 days, but a year from now, 3 years from now, 6 years from now. You know, I asked myself the question, is it possible to make evergreen content from a live stream perspective? Is that possible? And so I went back and I looked at my analytics, and I saw the three most popular videos that are constantly getting views on my channel was one with Dr. Elo, and we talked about how to repurpose content. Two, how to find your passion with our dear auntie Denise Jordan. And then three, the other one was on how to stand out with Coach Ken, that we did over a year ago. And so these videos are still getting views. So it's possible even with live streams. But when you talk about something that's going to live on, videos are going to live on. And so it is definitely something I have to definitely get back into doing. And then finally, the other quality of an evergreen content video is it's going to help bring growth to your channel. It's going to bring growth to your channel. And it began to hammer home the point that there are no dead channels. There are no failed channels. The only reason why they're dead and they're failed is because they're making content that's not evergreen. They're making content that's not relevant. They're not making content that lives on and continues on, that is that a viewer is going to search for. That's going to help rank in search, whether in Google or YouTube, and that's going to help grow their channel. If it's not evergreen, Evan, you think about something evergreen, you think about life, you think something that's flourishing. But if you don't have any life in your channel and you feel like your channel is dead, now is the time to do a channel examination and see how much research and how much evergreen content you are pumping into your channel. Let's just jump back over to the chat. As we can see already, we've been graced with the Mamba Mentality content creator strategist, Mr. James Hicks in the house. Don't chase the bag, be the bag. Ha ha. Don't chase the bag, be the bag. That's the word of the day from the Mamba Mentality. James Hicks, good morning, sir, for being a part of the huddle. All right, so we're at question 3. Let's jump over here to question 4. What are some of the benefits of evergreen content? The benefits of evergreen content is that evergreen content is going to help if it's made right, if it's put together right. You're going to rank in search. You're going to be able to rank in search. Your video is going to grow over time, and it's going to get more views. Man, these are some great benefits. I want you to think of benefits in terms of whether if it's Blue Cross or Blue Shield, is it Aetna, whether if it's what's the other one, United Health. Benefits are important to us when it comes, if we are individuals who work for an employer. Benefits are important. They're important. The health benefits are important. The vision benefits are important. The dental benefits are important. Well, if those are things that we care about, then we need to be able to care about these same types of benefits when it comes to our content. Period. End of story. Oh, Walter, but I'm still trying to find my niche. I want to make content over here. I want to make content over there. Okay, you really want to niche down? You really want to find your expertise and passion? Okay, are you making evergreen content that is going to do these 3 things? And if you are not doing that, then you're going to continue to be out there making all types of content. But when you really get serious and care about real benefits like these, you're going to grow as a creator. Your channel's going to grow and you're going to get more views. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream discussion on what is evergreen content, hopefully we are doing a great job this morning, whether on YouTube or LinkedIn. Do me a favor, click that thumbs up button, hit that share button. When you hit that share button, you're going to get those options either to bring it over to Facebook, bring it over to LinkedIn, or whatever social media platform that is relevant to you. Hit that share button. Hit that share button. Again, stay to the end. I got a bonus tip for you. On evergreen content. All right, question number 5. How do we make evergreen? So we've talked about what is evergreen content. We talked about what types of videos are evergreen content. We talked about quality. We talked about benefits. Let's talk about how you do it. How do you do it? Well, I think it starts with researching your topic, researching the topic that you want to be able to make your next video on. Got to put in the research, not just randomly putting the camera in front of you and pressing record and just doing a video and uploading it. If we're talking about experiencing the benefits of ranking in search, watching a video grow over time and get more views, you got to spend some time researching your topic. Then you got to work on putting together a compelling title that's going to grab the viewer who's scrolling on their mobile phone or on their desktop of YouTube looking for the video that you have made. That's going to pop up in search. That's going to rank in search. And then you want to do your best to optimize that video. If you do these 3 things, you've put in place the formula on how to make an evergreen video, an evergreen content. And again, we're talking about from a video perspective. This works for podcasting. This works for creating blogs. This works for putting newsletters together, even social media posts. If you put these 3 things together, you're going to make some evergreen content. All right. Okay. So you stay to the end. Let's get into the bonus tip. The bonus tip simply is it's important that you and I understand the golden rule of evergreen content. If you are a person who've ever read the Bible, I believe it's found in James chapter 5, verse 8, where it talks about the golden rule: do unto others as you would have others to do unto you. You know, the golden rule. Well, there's a golden rule in evergreen content. Evergreen content, the golden rule is simply your content needs to be actionable. Your content needs to be entertaining. Your content needs to be informative. I'll say that again. The golden rule of evergreen content for me and you as creators that we're going to create for a viewer who wants to search either on Google or YouTube to answer a specific question in their life that they need addressed is we need to make a video that's actionable, that's either entertaining or informative. That's the golden rule of evergreen content. And so many times in our ignorance as content creators, especially as beginners, we are violating this rule. How are we violating it, Walter? We're violating it because we're making me content, selfish content, content about what we think is important, content that we think that's going to get us views, content that we think that's going to get us more subscribers, content that's going to help us to get the next brand deal or sponsorship deal, content that we feel that is most popular and that's trending, but yet we get a ton of subscribers and views, but we have no real community. We make content that gets us all these subscribers and views, but we don't have any real connection with people that we can be able to pull together and mentor. We violate the golden rule of evergreen content. And so I'm telling you today, here in the Huddle, and those of you who are a part of the Huddle community, we're going to hold each other accountable on making sure that we don't violate the rule, the golden rule of evergreen content. And in love, we'll say, hey, look, this next piece of content, is it that you're making, is it actionable? Is it entertaining or informative? And if it's not one of those three things, put it back in the lab. Put it back in the lab. Hey, summary time. Summary. We've talked about what is evergreen content. We talked about the search engines that people use to be able to find evergreen content and what types of videos are evergreen content. We've talked about the qualities of evergreen content. We talked about the benefits that evergreen content can provide me and you as the content creator. And we've talked about how to make evergreen content. And the bonus tip, the golden rule of evergreen content, making sure it's actionable, making sure it's entertaining and informative. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is today's presentation on answering the question, what is evergreen content? All right, for the next 10 minutes, we're going to do this in the next 10 minutes. Let's get into some Q&A. If you have a question, put a Q in front of the question, put a C in front of the comment. We're going to jump back over here to the chat, see if we have anything. Even though I don't see a C in front of it, Tech says, oops, oops, I like that. The golden rule of content creation, actionable, informative, and entertaining. All right, cool. I like that. Oops. Thought you were saying oops, like, ooh, I violated the golden rule. Florence says, sending us back to the lab. Hey, sending us all back to the lab, especially when it comes to short form videos. And like I said, as I was doing my research on this presentation, it was primarily focused on horizontal videos that people go to. And I had to look at my own viewing habits when it comes to real evergreen content. And most of the time, they're videos. They're not live streams. They're not shorts, even though that's what's trending and popular right now because of people's attention span. Everyone over on LinkedIn, want to give you a shout out. If you're watching on LinkedIn, give me a hashtag Team Live. But it's videos. And so, it's something we definitely have to do. Auntie Denise says, let me star this here. I need to focus more on the golden rule, particularly for working parents. Man, I'm with you. I'm with you, ma'am. I am with you. And when I came across that golden rule, I was like, oh man, ooh, that's powerful. The golden rule of evergreen content, actionable, entertaining, and it being informative. And it made me to evaluate and say, okay, when viewers come to my channel, well, I don't consider myself being a channel that's entertaining. I don't create content for entertaining purposes, but I do create content that I want to be informative to the viewer, the first time viewer who comes to the huddle. So many times people talk about when they come to your channel, can they understand what your channel is about in the first 1 to 2 minutes, within the first 60 to 120 seconds. And then after they kind of find out what your channel is about, okay, do they see your content being informative? Do they see your content being actionable, that provides action and that provides strategy and promote and provokes change in the viewer's life? Or is it entertaining? Sometimes people need to get out of this stressful world, especially what's been kind of going on in these last 5 days with these with the smoke and the wildfires, and we not being able to go back outside because of unsafe conditions. People need to be able to find content that's entertaining. So I agree. Florence says, let's start this. Florence says, I start watching YouTube videos looking for educational content. Oh, I started watching YouTube videos looking for educational content. And and you're not alone. You're not alone, Florence. A lot of us began this journey on YouTube looking for a how-to video, looking to be informed. And once you kind of put in your topic that you're looking for, then that's where the ranking comes in. And I've experienced it on some videos that I've created earlier in my YouTube creation journey, where videos started to rank in search. But because I gravitated more on doing live streams, I had to learn this principle on creating evergreen content from a live stream perspective. So I know it works. I just asked myself the question now in 2023, and in tech, you're not the only one. We're going to be having to create horizontal videos so that we can apply the golden rule in building our channel. So great point. Great point. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream discussion on answering the question, what is evergreen content? Do me a favor, click that thumbs up button, hit that like button for me, share this on your favorite social media platform. If you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, and to those of you who are part of Team Replay who are watching the replay of this video, please want to ask you a question. Is your content that you're making, talking to the replay viewer, talking to the person that's listening to the podcast version of this live stream, is your content actionable? Is your content entertaining? Is your content informative? Is your content applying the golden rule of evergreen content? And if it's not, we got to go back to the lab. As my man Eric B and Rakim said, back to the lab without a mic to grab. Okay, I'm sorry, going back to my hip hop days. Back to my hip hop days. So, any other questions? Any other comments? BG Grooming says, star this. You just made me think about answering more questions and making the answer actionable. Perfect. We did our job. Thank you. We've did our job today, and being able to make and provide clarity for you. And I said Dagon, I meant our auntie Denise. I apologize for that. I'm glad we accomplished that. This mission accomplished. Here on the Huddle to do that for auntie. But again, I thought I saw something. I know it doesn't have a C in front of it, but I am smashing. I'm smashing it hard, Florence. Smash it for me, Dagon. Don't get into a fight with the like button, but just smash it. All right, cool. Hey, wins of the week are in the community, so please make sure you put your win of the week in the community under the community tab. And our win of the week that we have, we just posted our second podcast series under the podcast tab for YouTube, and it's focusing on helping you to build confidence on camera. And so we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the Huddle this morning. We're trying to keep these live streams, for the most part, now between 30 to 35 minutes, but we're going to definitely have Q&A live streams, which will be much longer. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the Huddle. And as we close out with encouraging you, whether if you're on YouTube or LinkedIn or watching the replay, we encourage you today. If you feel broken in your life, you feel broken mentally or emotionally, you feel broken even as a content creator where you just feel like you just can't create nothing. Nothing ain't working. I want to encourage you. Broken crayons steal color in the hand of a child who seeks to do and to create their next masterpiece. I need you to just humble yourself and to start coloring, creating content again, evergreen content again and you're going to create and put out your next masterpiece. God bless.